Okay, Capricorn, this is going to be your spirituality reading for the month of July and August. So we'll get into things. I just want to reiterate the Facebook page. If you want more content from me, go in there and join that page, and I will come in the fall. If there's no joining, then I won't come in. Okay, now that's off the docket. We're going to get right into things. You're second in line here, Capricorn, for clicks and views, right? So the first card that we get from the Gaia deck for you, for the spiritual side of things, is the Father card. Interesting. Yeah. I feel a pensiveness, right? Because he's sitting there kind of going, how do I feel? How do I think? What do I do? Usually the Father is the energy like the Emperor. They know what drives them and motivates them. So I feel a pensive watching is what I get here. And we have some kind of a guide with us in the lion, the lioness here. There's a feminine side wanting to break through is the sense that I get. They're going, it's interesting that he chose a lioness here to follow him. That's what my guide is bringing through here. It's interesting that they chose a lioness. It's to balance out that masculine energy is what I'm kind of translating here. Okay, so there's something to be said for this. This guy, he has a masculine side, needs to be balanced out with some feminine energy. He's in a pensive state. So if you're a Capricorn, you could be Capricorn male, or you could be a female dealing with this kind of species. A strong masculine here that is in pensive mode. Okay, now this is past energy, so this could be energy of stuff that is in the past. As we move to the present here, the card we get is the Nine of Air. Wow. Yeah, a lot going on here. Give me a moment. I feel like our brain chemistry is actually changing, okay? And adapting, because they're showing me the two eyes. One eye was seeing like a normal human would have in the past, and then another eye is seeing from a higher perspective, right? Because it's a bird in flight almost. They're giving me this sense that we see things from a higher perspective, and that has helped us with our brain, the way we deal and make decisions. This is what I'm getting. And the lotus is really about the peace and calm, right? And also it's in white illuminated here. So it's the purity of things coming forth quite heavily to be seen. Give me a moment. There's like too much here. We may be very highly guided at this time, is to keep us on the rails. It's shaky. We want to go off the rails, but again, there may be something here having to do with our past. The sense here is we're getting engaged to make a decision, and in this decision, it could change our fate. And I don't know. I did have this energy before. It's like we don't understand truly the potential here of making a decision left or right. It could change our whole trajectory. And I feel like there is some guidance here. But there's a reluctance to kind of make any decision is kind of what I'm getting. But our brain is firing off. Everything's going off in our brain. We just may not be wanting to take action at this time. We want to keep a peace for a little bit here in order to make sure that I'm not doing something out of spite or out of vengeance or out of whatever, which is okay. You can do that. Now the sword is down, so we're not speaking of all that we are feeling, sensing, hearing, and constructing. They gave me the word constructing in our mind. We're not speaking of this, which is also good, the guides are saying. We don't need to speak of it because it will be interrupted if we do so. Okay, let's go forward as we move into the future of the Dreams of Gaia cards. We get the King of Fire. Would you look at that? King of Fire. So he's gonna take action here. There's a pensive way that he might be thinking about certain things. There's a lot of networking going on in the brain, like the synapses are all going nuts. They're firing in new ways. There's thinking processes that are firing up in new ways that we really haven't thought the way we're thinking now. And they're going, this is a good thing because we're truly thinking from where we should. So knowing that, there's a check that we're thinking in the proper manner. We may have had to realign that. And again, don't look for validation outward. You're not going to get it. Go inward. This is where everything lies, and this is where you will be safe. If you go outward, you will not be safe. Okay, now that needed to be said. The King of Fire, he is about action. And look at, there's the masculine and the feminine. If we take the Father card with the, right, because he doesn't have the mane, that lion is a lioness. So it's a masculine and feminine. It's like he needs that feminine to balance him out. Because, yeah, it's a very strong masculine energy. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised and your chart would show that as well. Well, obviously, right? Because the energy's there. Or we just had followed a lot of a masculine, strong masculine type energy, and we just trod in that all the way. The softer side is lost here, is what they're saying. But the King of Fire, right? That's all the power as we move into this card in the future. So in the future, in the near future, we are not only going to be guided and supported by that guidance, but that gold orange color is like, yeah, we're going to go toward our passion. And for some reason here, Capricorn, you need to keep it on the down low. Because I feel like you have too many people in your universe here wanting to keep you off your happy. And I think instinctively we're doing that, but they're going, keep it up, because if they're going, there will be a point where we will be sure. And there is a point where we are sure. But again, the action taking is the problem. We're just mentally, I think we got it all figured out. We may have had to reroute a few thought processes in this way. And I feel like we had higher guidance come in, and we also had a sense of peace. Now, in order to gain peace, you have to really, your universe has to slow right down in order for the Capricorn to gain peace, because they're the mover and shaker as well. Like, I swear Capricorn should be a fire, but nonetheless, they end up in that way. You might have a lot of fire in your chart to support that as well, in Moon, Rising, Venus, this kind of thing. Now, give me a moment. Yeah. It's interesting because we're seeing clearly here, if we look at the 9 of air, we're seeing clearly. In fact, we're seeing from higher perspective, and that is going through our brain. All those rainbow colors are synapses in our brain going off and thinking of ideas in the right way. The problem is when we get to the physical universe, we go blind. We go inside, we gain all the access, and then when we go to take action, we do it in the wrong way. So we may still be making mistakes here on the physical plane, but mentally we got it figured out. This is what I'm getting. Wow, interesting. Okay, as we move to the second level here on the Father card, the Isis card we get on top of that. Divine Guardian, protection of the winged mother. Again, that feminine energy. Give me moments. There's lots here. Now, if you have a divine guardian, first of all, the message I got was we're on the right path. We're making the right decisions. Now, protection from a winged mother. I do feel we may have a feminine-sided spirit guide here. Spirit guide with a lot of heart and compassion. Okay, is helping us learn about that softer side of things. Okay, thirdly, there's the that bug, the scarab, I think is what it is, holding a jewel here. And interestingly, Capricorn, I think, is their birthstone is the red too, isn't it? And the sword of truth she's holding on to. Give me a moment here. Yeah, I feel like if we don't have a mother figure spouting truth to us, we do have a feminine spirit guide that is heavily imbuing us with truth and what we should be seeing as truth. We may have a reluctance to listen to our instinct, but we are. The weird thing is we are. And all the stuff that's in our mindscape that we're not speaking of, that's all good stuff. But we may have a mask here because I feel a distortion once it hits the physical plane. We start making different decisions. And they're going, that's where the problem sits, is the decision that we're going to make in the future could possibly be one of blindness. And unfortunately, that would take you off your destined path. Now, give me a minute here. Because we're going back to the past. There's divine guardian. We have been divinely followed. Everybody's got their guides and everybody has protection unless they go in the negative way. Now, you could or could have not gone in a negative way, but for all intents and purposes right now, you are being guided. It could be by a mother figure in your life physically, or it could be by a feminine guide. Okay. As we move on to that 9, which really emphasizes the mental mindscape. This Capricorn I'm picking up on, everything that they're planning and not speaking of in their mind is of the right way. Unfortunately, we may be still wearing a mask because all those things that we truly want, we're not willing to go outward and get them in the physical plane. Now, what's the Isis card on top of that? Divine destiny, path of the divine warrior. There is a divine destiny here that is trying to unfold for you. And again, there's messengers coming in. And I feel like the universe is sending people lightly feathered. Unfortunately, you're surrounded by a lot of people that don't want you to express your highest good. Keep that in mind. Secondly, you're surrounded by a lot of people, period. I get a very busyness from this Capricorn. So there's outsiders that can come in. And I remember saying in the energy report, be careful who you let in at this time. But for this Capricorn, that reverses. It's like all those people that are around you all the time, look outside of those people and there will be messages coming in from acquaintances, people you just, you don't know, but they say something to you that's very profound and something you needed to hear in the moment. These kinds of things, I feel like the universe is trying to get to you through because you have a circle of people trying to keep you down. Unfortunately, these are the ones that we have in our prized possession. Unfortunately, they do not. And some people do that thinking that for you it's the highest good, but they're thinking from them to you. They don't think from your brain. And you are from your brain are starting to plan in the mental mindscape for things that are proper. But we're also going to fall into the trap of listening to others and going in the way of others saying, they're showing me that the discrepancy there. It's huge. And the thing is, these are all our friends. So we prize highly what they say, but it can be life-changing, the path that we take. And it could also be a life that is not for our highest good. I'll put it that way. It's life we can live, but it's not for our highest, most profound, exciting, passionate life. This is not it. They want us to go down a different road. Some some intentively want you to not succeed, and others just want because they think it's better for you, but they don't truly know you. Because a lot of the Capricorn is kept away from the masses. They don't say what they truly feel all the time. So this other person has no clue as to who they really are because they hold so much back. That is still going on here, unfortunately. Now, On top of that energy, again, all this mindscape stuff, again, the ability to see from a higher view, we have it. But somehow here we get blind when we move into the future. So be aware. Our divine destiny is here, the path of the divine warrior. Let's see what the King of Fire brings and what does he take action on in the future. The Isis card there is, oh no, goddess of 10,000 names. Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. Oh, yay. Okay, here we go. Capricorn. There are a lot of deep readings, Capricorn, nonetheless. Now, Capricorn, if you are a feminine, you may be split in 3 ways. Your psyche is split in 3 different directions. So, this may be why we're having a hard time making a decision, because we are not, I don't want to say not of sound mind, but we are of 2 minds, 3 minds even, right? Let's put it that way. So we are of 3 minds, and we cannot solidly lay all of our energy on one. This is a problem. This is why we don't see clearly in the future. Now, the goddess of 10,000 names. When I see this card, and the energy that I'm getting right now is like the splitting of the personality, 3 different directions. When we have a splitting, that means that the center core is less powerful because it's split in 3 ways, right? It's not unified. And what was the reading? The soul will be balanced. There's a sense here of this. Now, for the feminine, I'm going to stay on that track. You may have a hard time making up your mind here. You may have things in your universe clearing the way. I feel like that is spiritually driven. The universe is trying to clear your path to peace. And you may have things calm down to a certain degree. I feel like, again, there's a lot of hubbub around the Capricorns. There's a lot of people with opinions, and a lot of people directing us. We have to know where we want to go. Yeah, this lecture has been over and over and over. So they're not seeing things clearly here in the future. Something happens here. Somebody wants us to go off path, and we're going to go. We're going to agree to that. That's the sense that I get. This is the trouble that can happen. There's a divine path here. And whenever there's a divine path with a destiny in it, there's going to be huge eruptions. If someone tries to take you off the path you're supposed to be on, there's huge eruptions that could happen. Ooh, let's get into the cat cards, see if they settle anything here. This is nail-biting stuff. As we get the divine guardian, again, you are protected. So that means that, you may even make a decision, but they will not allow you to do that. And I have been witness to this happening because I've done it myself. I've gone in a way, and they told me, because I talked to them, and not a lot of people talk. They just intuitively feel and sense. But I sit down, I have sessions with them. What do I do? Da, da, da. And they said to me, which was shocking, and then I had proof of it after, because sometimes you don't believe until the physical thing happens. And they said to me, we are not above flipping tables in order to get you to go in a certain direction. Meaning, we will create chaos, and you will not get through. And as I think I told that story in the energy report, it's like I went in to apply for a job, and I had nothing but blockage after blockage after blockage after blockage. I was like, what the hell? This is crazy. Like, there should not be blocks like this. Like, it was just it was lunacy. And I was like, and I knew better. And I usually, by the second block, I go, yeah, I'm not meant to go there. But I let about 5 blocks through, and I was so irritated and agitated at that time. I didn't even realize that I had gone through my 2 warning signs and kept going. I just was so focused on getting this job. And it was weird because I finally gave up. I didn't realize, like I kind of was out of my head. And I found out later that there was some weird things going on there. And it was like, oh, woo, that was protection they were flipping tables. Like they were flipping like 6 tables on me and I didn't pick it up, you know? Like if you're in a bar and somebody starts flipping tables, I was the one sitting there going, yeah, what's next? You know, like what else you got? And I just didn't see it. And it was, again, for my highest good. But I didn't know that at the time. I just kept pushing, pushing, pushing. So this Capricorn might be something you're either doing, involved in, or will be. But the thing is, you will not get through. And I did, yeah. Man, I'm just going over readings, and they did say this soul will be balanced in one of the readings, either on Rumble or here. I don't know which one, but something about the soul will be balanced, and that's that. That's the end of there's no discussion here. It will be balanced. And I feel like the imbalance, like when we go to back to the goddess of 10,000 names, I feel like that's the 3 ways of thought that we can't get unified in. This is the problem. It comes to a head in the future, or it comes to bear in the future. But again, there's a divine path here. So what's going to happen? Now, on top of that divine guardian, we get the 9 of Wands. Okay. That's my trap card. Now, basically a trap has been laid and we may have been tested and failed. Okay, we failed a test universally is the sense I get. We may have been watched from above, thrown, how do you say? Yeah, a distraction, and we took it, and it wasn't supposed to distract us. We were supposed to stay concentrated on one thing, and we lost our control there. I'll just leave it there. Now, as we move into the present energy, right? The 9 of air, really speaking to a lot energetically going on in the mind system, and guidance and intuition, all of that is coming in. And also in our present time, there is a peace that is going to be gained whether we like it or not. Because I get a lot of hectic energy, but they show it dying down in the present. Because there's something we're not seeing. So they have to, because again, it has to do with our destined path. And here comes divine destiny to bring you into that path. And they have to slow you right down so you see properly. And even though the Capricorns can go slow, they're really in their fire element a lot of the time is the sense I'm getting. So again, you might have fire in your chart. A lot more fire than you have earth. And this will be harder for those that have that. More fire in their chart than earth. Because the earth helps you slow down and realize, okay, yeah, I'm not going to make a step here and trip up. I'm going to make sure that my path is laid nicely. And that's the usual earth element. But if you have more fire, then you're going to want to just run all over things and not take your time. On top of the divine energy, what do we get? Ooh, 13. The death card. Now, okay. This is okay. We'll see what we have in the future here. But basically the sense here is there's someone dark either around you or within you. Could be something that you have to fight a personal war with that is keeping you locked into bad decisions, making bad decisions, whatnot. There is going to be an end to this. The moon is highlighted here. And you gotta think the negative and the positive are there from the same source to counterbalance, to help you learn quicker, faster. Some people learn at their own pace, and that's that. Okay, I'm going to leave it. So there's an ending coming here. Now, it could be to old behavior. It could be to that part of ourselves that is split. We'll see what happens here as we go on top of the 10,000 names. Again, that's the 3-way split here that we can't seem to, the why, that we can't seem to decide which direction we want to go in. What do we get on top of there? The 4 of Cups. Okay. So what it speaks to is an apathy or an indecision, just sitting and not making any decision. Now, unfortunately, the universe, I feel like this doesn't align with what the universal flow is allowing and your destiny and whatnot, but that's kind of a hang point. It's like, we're hanging in the balance because we can't make up our mind and we're still split. And in fact, we may be taking action on things that are not for our highest good here, and it's pausing our divine destiny from coming in. It's like we're rerouting ourselves from our own destiny. I don't know if that's knowingly or unknowingly. They're saying it's knowingly. So that's the thing. It's all going on in our head, but it's like we're avoiding our destined path. Be careful there, because you got a lot of fire in your chart, and if you decide to overt your destiny, you can become successful if you really want to. So they're going, be careful there, because again, this is our highest good we could be throwing away. But there's something wrong with the self splitting like this. We're unable to see our path clearly. I'll just leave it there. Okay, the dragon card. This should be interesting as well. What do we get for Capricorn's dragon? Gold and silver, violet flame dragon. Transmute the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. The word magic, I feel like that's the problem that's splitting us. Just give me moments. They're going correct. We're trying to heal, but okay, transmute. We may be a transmuter, which means we can take a lot of energies and make them dissipate, negative and positive. We may be tapping into magic realms here, so utilizing energy fields in a not so natural way. They're going, this is unnatural. We're wanting things to go in a certain way, and it's not the natural free will way that it should go. But we're influencing that. Nonetheless, there's high consequences for that. Healing. There is healing happening here as well. But, they're going, that's the pause. We're pausing our healing because we're indulging in magic on the wrong side here. I don't say it's heavy black, but it's definitely gray. Offer service under grace. Yeah, your best bet to get out of this from getting, because they're showing me a stack of coins, like the devil's got a stack of coins here. It's ching. He's giving you karma points for every time you are trying to make someone go against their will. We're getting karma points here. Your best bet is to service others and be graceful in your energy, and you can slowly and gently work your way out here, because the more you, and you'll know exactly where this lies, the more that you indulge in the magic realms, the worse your karma points are going to be. And there's an ending to something here. It's dicey. It's dicey. And a lot of times my energy doesn't go too deeply in, because I don't lay a lot of cards. If I kept laying cards, it would go into the areas I want to expand on. And I feel like just don't go there, because it's too dark. Having said that, we need to back beep, beep, beep away from the magic. I'll just say that, because there's that death card can mean a whole different thing if we're tapping into spiritual energies in the wrong way. We may get results we don't want. So I'll leave that there. Be careful. Hoodoo voodoo. Like if we're tempted to just kind of lightly go out and pay someone to put a spell, be careful there. Don't be careful. Don't do it. But I feel like this Capricorn may go above and beyond. They're going, your karma chart can balance out, but if we go in and invest in something like that, it's gonna blow shit up. And again, you do not want to mess with that side. I don't care if you had good results in the past or not. Don't go there anymore. Having said that, the energy frequency has changed. You know this. Your physical world has changed. You need to adapt and change and do things in a different way, or not do them at all. Take a break from all that. Okay, next. The power of surrender card that we get for Capricorn. It says surrender to miracles. Miracles are on the other side of magic in that dark way. That's where the miracles lie. So if you are seeing miracles, know that you're doing the right thing. And the thing is, we can see something that's miraculous from a dark center as well. But you will feel that darkness heavy. Okay, there's consequences highly here because we're shifting from a negative oriented world to a more positive. And again, it's not going so well. There's a lot of, what do you call that? Abrasion going on. There's a lot of shifting here that's causing rashes in people. And that goes along with the energy forces as well. There's things that could be done in the past. I'm going to say it one more time. They want me to emphasize that we could get away with in a certain kind of way. The consequences are heavier, they're more dire, and they are life-changing in the negative. Okay, so be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. So there may be someone here who's reluctant to let things flow out and play out naturally. So much so that they're willing to put too much energy into negative processing. I feel like we have an enemy here. We want to smack them and we want to make them feel, and we're trying to go in spiritual ways and do this. Don't do that. Please don't, because you will adjust your chart to a degree that just, I don't want to go there. Seriously, you don't want to go there. But Capricorns can be hard-headed, masculine or feminine, and they can go in places and people tell them no, and they'll go and they'll say that's okay, I can deal with it, but you can't deal this time. You can't deal. Trust me on this. You can't. Gold and silver, violet, flame, dragon. They transmute old energies. They bring in wisdom and grace. This is what's happening. Surrender to the miracles in your life and you will do good. I'm going to leave it there. We were caught up in a trap in the past. We failed a spiritual test that was put forth to us. So what they're saying, they're going again, nobody watching, but we watched. We saw you fail when we knew you could pass. And they're going, that's more disappointing than anything. Again, they don't get disappointed. They just wait for your next turn. But it does change the destiny, your outcome, these kind of things. And if it's unchangeable, again, these are things that we see certain times we make decisions that it may just be a slap on the wrist, then it's a shove, then it's right. And it gets bigger and more profound as time goes on. So we ended the 4 Cups, which is about apathy, not wanting to go in a certain way that we're destined to go. There may be some miracles happening for those on the right side of the tracks. I feel like there's a temptation here to do wrong. And they've had tests in the past and they've failed them all. And they need to start passing in order to, again, go into our destiny in the proper manner. Capricorn, that is your reading for July and August of 2025. Take care, have fun, and be kind.